Today is Yom Sheni in the Slichos book, but the fourth day of Shemei Tshuva. We read Slichos today, and if one reads it, one observes that we don't say any words about tshuva, remorse, contrition, confession. We talk about the Jewish condition, and it talks about the sorry state of our affairs, missing all the things that HaKadosh Baruch Hu promised us, that we still long for the Gula. Just a few lines from several of the piyutim that we read. Umadua boshesh yom zeh kami donai lishuasa k'visi Hashem. Why then does the day of redemption lag? We are looking forward to you bringing the Yeshua. Davoi goyle v'nikle ichavti v'necharti. Ill, exiled, and demeaned I have become, aching and troubled. Why have you forsaken us forever? Like someone who died is eventually forgotten. My oppressors who infuriate you with anger abuse your people. Sounds like something more out of kinnis than it does out of a Shemei Tshuva. What is it? And perhaps the message is that before we repair our relationship, let's understand what a relationship is. Let's understand what we long for and what we're missing, and how HaKadosh Baruch Hu is aching for us to restore that relationship. And of course, we need to do tshuva, but first, we can't be compelled to do tshuva until we realize what a poor state of the Jewish people find themselves in, despite our successes and our thriving and growing and learning. But we still don't have a Beis Hamikdash. We still don't have a Kohen Gadol. We still don't have a Melech. We still don't have a constitution that is solely directed by the word of Hashem and His Torah. And that's really what we bemoan, and that's part of what we do, and part of what we restore the understanding of what we're aching for. Then it'll compel us, hopefully, to take our actions and take it into our hand to do tshuva and get to where we have to get to. One line reminded me of a story that I believe I said over last year before Ne'ilah. And there's one line that says in the main Slicha, I believe today, it says, Tayanim uparkim bonim hakosav sivlam. And that sentence means whether they bear or cast off the burden of mitzvahs, the Torah calls them its children. No matter who we are, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is longing for each one of us. And last year, I read a story. It appears in the book Sos V'Imrasecha, of Goel Elkruf, and he writes the following story: that there was a Jew, a secular Jew, found his way into a shul somewhere in Eretz Yisrael, and he was totally secular. He came on the night, Kol Nidre sat through quietly, offered him a yarmulke, a siddur, a talis. He said, "Leave me alone." Came in the morning, he sat there quietly the entire day. As they got to Nila and the emotions of the day picked up, suddenly in the middle, he gives a clap on the stender, he gives a bang on the stender, and he silenced everyone. And in the silence, he screamed out with a trembling voice and an angry voice, "God, why did you take my wife and my children during the Holocaust?" As soon as he said that, he got up and he left. The people continued praying, and they couldn't relax, they couldn't rest, and they couldn't understand what was going on. They ran after him, and when they finally reached up to him, they told him, "We know you're in pain. We certainly feel you suffering, but why did you come to the shul? Why bedafka on Yom Kippur?" So he said the following. He said, "Many years I asked my friends to explain to me, why did God do this? But I never received a satisfactory answer. So I decided, I'm going to talk to God himself. Let me talk to him." And my friend said, "If you want to talk to God, go to a shul on Yom Kippur." I got there at night, and I'm waiting for God to appear. I didn't sense anything. I got there in the morning. I was still looking for him. Finally, when I came back by Nila, I saw the crying and the screaming. And suddenly, I didn't see any people anymore, but I saw God. And that's when I got up and I screamed and gave him a piece of my mind. We're supposed to find God, and we're supposed to inspire the rest of the world. How much do we cry? How much do we really sense that closeness to Hashem that he wants and that we really want, and work on it? If we did, perhaps our tshuva would speed up more accessibly. May we take the lesson and find Hashem, Dirshu Hashem, be Motzei, find him and attune to his desire to embrace us and give us the most exquisite life that we can possibly have. And then we'll feel it, we'll emote it, and we'll spread it to the rest of the world. And even someone so removed, so angry, will sense that closeness. And hopefully in the schus of Shuva Yisrael and Hashem Alekecha, when we really turn back and return completely, maybe then at Shuva will bring the final redemption we truly long for.